my complaints are about the, some of the issues going on in the trailer area, and also a home on North Road that I believe is in violation. So if I bring violations to Jason, Jason can get started on them, but I think in the past, I have felt that Missy would bring it to the select board and only get so far, and then the select board or...
Well, that's one of the issues that we had.
Right.
Because they weren't being brought. We took a file to the, our lawyer, and the last thing that she had on any violations was 2017.
Okay.
So she was, our lawyer right now is at a standstill on that. And I'm following up with her, and I'm going to get with Jason so he can follow up with her to go through any violations. There has been some changes in that area. Kevin Hughes has informed us that the animals have been...
The dogs are completely gone. The farm animals, the geese and turkeys and chickens, they're supposed to be going. Eli, that has a bunch of stuff there, is supposed to have all of his stuff out of there by Friday. And they've separated, she's now living in Bennington.
No, you don't get into their...
Okay, well, so that stuff's been done.
It's just not Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And also, we have been in contact with, well, Kevin, mainly with Casellas, and we are working out a deal with them. And we have volunteers in this town that have agreed to help us go in, and we're gonna, as soon as it is, we own the land.
We own it, but
We own
as
it.
soon as
As soon
people
as
are out.
they're out and it's clear, we're gonna go in and clean it up.
So
And
there-
it's because of volunteers that this has been going on for quite a while.
Right.
We've gone the lawyer route. Problem is, you can't get blood from a stone. And it's worthless to try to put a fine on people who can't afford to pay their taxes. And you know, how they're gonna get the money for that. Looks like things are changing there, and hopefully very soon, everybody will be out and we will go in and start the cleanup, which once they're out, the cleanup should be a matter of probably a day or two. That would be it.
So, and that's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome for them, and I feel badly for them.
No,
but-
and we don't want to displace anybody, but they're, you know,
But when a town has ordinances or regulations, whatever you want to call them, written down, and they're not enforced, it is a choice they made, first of all, but it's also a choice of the citizens to be able to come to some board and say, why do we have these?
yeah, and I'm glad you all came in tonight, because this is not what's happening. I thank you all for coming in, because this is the way it's supposed to happen. We can't, you know, oh, I heard so-and-so was complaining about it. You've got to come to the board. I'm not going to do something just on,
Right.
you know, hearsay. We have to go through the right channels, and it's not just one person. We've got other things going on that Town of Arlington wanted to talk to me just over, you know, ARPA funds, and I told them, no, you've got to come to a town meeting, because those things are decided by the board. I'm not a town administrator. I am a member of a select board, and that's how we deal with it. If you have a complaint, come to a meeting, or even, at the very least, email us. You know, if you can't make the meeting, email selectboard@sunderlandvt.org. Never remember your org. So,
So aside from that property, if we had other, what we believe are people in violation, we go to Jason at this point? and he starts the process.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
great, thank you.
I'm going to piggyback off of that, I guess, because I went to Missy 6
Oh, and
months ago.
Sorry, we always do is when you ask something, and I know who you are, Edmund, but could you?
Sure,
Just state your
Edmund
name.
Edwards, I live in Sunderland, do you need my address, or?
Nope,
Is that good?
just name.
Yep, so I went to Missy 6 months plus ago. She brought those issues to the planning board, which from my perspective, I made my report and filed my complaints. I mean, the 2017, getting it to bubble up to you guys, I mean, I didn't call you, John, directly because I thought I should go through channels, which I've been trying to do. So I'm really excited to hear that Jason's been appointed. The trailer stuff on Sunderland Hill Road is one issue, but I'm just frankly dealing with a neighbor who I feel like is in definite zoning violation with his curb cuts, with all of the junk and unregistered vehicles. And from my perspective as a citizen, I've got rights too. I shouldn't have to look at that stuff and live with that next to my property when it's clearly in violation. And Missy agreed it was clearly in violation. The planning board seemed to agree to that, but there was no real action. There doesn't seem to be, I know you can't get money out of a stone, but without a stick, is there any rules if the person just says, well, I don't want to do that? I mean, where are we left as neighbors?
Well, that's when, with something like that, if they refuse to do anything, that's when we go to our lawyer, town lawyer with it,
So is that the planning board that initiates that, or you all?
select board.
Okay. So like I said, I'm excited to have Jason on board. I'm hoping he can work on these issues and make some progress. I think in our neighborhood, the one individual is clear that his property is way different than all the other people in the neighborhood. And, you know, now we're in a situation where there's a lot of, animosity, I guess is a good word, on all parties. So it's a really dysfunctional situation, and Missy has told me many times she's not a mediator, and I know that. But she also, Jason is in charge of enforcing the rules. And the way I look at it, the town has rules
Yeah.
on the, written down, and those should be enforced.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have that happen, and look forward to seeing it.
And we look forward to things being done the right way and respecting all the neighbors.
Yep,
Is
can I
this-
make one other point?
Yep.
When I first was looking at this, and it's still going on today, and I think this is just a simple, and I know I'm in the technology game, but when you Google Sunderland zoning, it pulls up the old zoning rules, like the 2011. Google doesn't know that we've passed new zoning rules. We need to just delete that from the website altogether so it doesn't come up. I found the new zoning rules, great to read them, but when you're looking for zoning stuff, it's, if you're not looking closely, it can be confusing. So I just wanted to bring that up as a point as well.
That's one of the reasons why Sunderland has put its own website up. We try very hard individually to pass on the administrative webmaster and keep everything current there.
Right, so somebody needs to go to Sunderland, Vermont, or uploads and just delete that PDF, so Google can't pull it up, and it's, when you click on those results, it's dead. There's no file there, would be my suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you had, your hand was up before, I want to go in order.
Robert Z. I'm on the planning commission. I just wanted to inform you that we have that issue on our agenda for our next meeting.
Fantastic.
And I will tell you that the communications to us were pretty nebulous, so nothing was really followed up because there really wasn't that much information, but
Okay.
we've gathered enough information to have an understanding of the violations now, and that was not communicated prior.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to stand so I have my back to you guys. My name is Gordon Dossett. I'm here to support Kristen and Edmund, because I'm living right in the same area that they are. And I think, my understanding of zoning is essentially an agreement for quality of life in a particular area. And when we have these violations, it really starts to undermine the quality of life that we're experiencing. So the neighbor that we have in question is running a business out of his property, and I think that's a violation of the zoning in that area. And so as a result, we've got a lot of machinery coming at different times of the day. It's running, it's making noise, it's disrupting the whole area. And so we don't think that it's right and fair that the rest of us are suffering as a result of this. So I just want to support what they're saying about the situation, and I hope you're able, now that you're welcome to the job, that you could do something about it, or someone would, whoever is responsible could step up and enforce it in some way.
Well, that's, thank you.
Thank you.
And was the main reason or one of the main reasons for the change. There was a refusal on one party to even come here. Not during the week, when anybody was here, and I had asked her on several occasions, and finally after the last 2 meetings in a row that he was asked to come in and had an excuse for each one, enough is enough.